What's up guys, and welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be reviewing an iconic car that was first made in 1953. This is the 2022 CA Corvette Stingray, and it's one of those things you have to admire because there isn't many American sports cars. Today we're going to check out its engine, exterior and interior, and then we will do a sound check and finally launch the car to test out its performance. And to help you better understand this car, I'm going to show you the engine. This car comes with a 6.2 liter V8 LT2 engine that makes 490 horsepower and 465 pound-feet of torque, and it does 0 to 60 in just 2.9 seconds. And of course, it's got a mid-mounted engine. And for the great price you pay for this car, you get full LED headlights with LED turn signals. And here's the great thing about it, it still keeps that Corvette look going. Coming down to the bumper, you get holes that are functional for airflow, and then in the middle of the bumper, you got this massive opening, and up here you get this very sharp bonnet with very sharp body lines, and of course you get the Corvette emblem. And moving on to the side, do you know what we call that? We call that thick.
Well, that's not very advanced.
The car looks unbelievable from the side, and that massive side scoop there is just too good. The car is just perfectly sharp and is great for the eye. Man, if you don't slay, look at a Corvette Stingray. But here's the disappointment. The wheels and brakes, those rims don't look the best, but they're okay. And I only say that because I like the car. You get 13-inch rotors. Not the best, to be honest, but we don't talk about that. Now, coming around the back, this car has got great punta. Usually you get yourself a color matched integrated spoiler, but for this case, this is an added option that you can get from factory. Other than that, you get these very beautiful LED taillights. Obviously, they are very 3D dimensional. They give me a little bit of Camaro vibes, but they're great overall. And under that, you get some very functional vents for airflow, and there isn't a single fake vent on this car. And under that, you get this very, very aggressive diffuser that really gives you supercar vibes. And next to that, you get these massive exhaust tips that sound like this. That it's a very driver-oriented car, and I guess that's what they wanted to do with it, and guess what? They did exactly that. Now, the seats are not as bad as you think they would be. They are pretty comfortable, but I feel like after a long drive, they will start to get uncomfortable. So now what we're going to do is put our Italian consultant behind the camera right on the spot. How do you feel in these seats?
I feel like a child.
You feel like a child?
I'm very short. I sink in the...
That is one way to review seats. Okay, you hate the seats. So the owner of the car hates the seats, but they are pretty nice. They're finished in 3 different materials. So you have Alcantara, or vegan Alcantara as they say. You have vegan Alcantara, a bit of carbon fiber, and some leather. It's just a lot of things going on. But overall, they are good seats. We have seen worse on the channel. But according to the owner, no one likes them, and he doesn't like them. You don't like them at all? Not a single bit? A lot of people didn't seem to like the separation between the driver and the passenger. However, I feel that the people were saying this from the passenger seat, because I am sitting in the driver's seat and I like how everything is very driver oriented and everything's focused on me, because essentially I am the one who paid for the car and this is my car, so I want to be able to experience everything rather than have other people get comfortable. But yeah, I think it's a great thing. I don't know, how do you feel on the other side? On your own with nothing to do?
I like it.
The infotainment system is obviously facing me. Dashboard is obviously facing me, and everything else is also kind of in my way to control rather than anybody else. And obviously this car is a 2-seater, so it's either you or your passenger. A single dial or 2 for the passenger to control music or something would have been nice, rather than you having to do everything everybody in the car asks you for. But for the most part, I like what they did with it. It's really good, it's really nice, and again, having a car that's driver oriented makes it feel more like a sports car, more like a supercar, and that's what they're aiming for, and that is what they are currently achieving in their CA Corvettes. And you get this very, very nice digital dashboard. I'm not going to spend a lot of time talking about this stuff because I know a lot of people don't like it, but you can change a lot of displays and there's so much you can do with it. Right now we are in sports display, and we can do a lot of things, like you can test your 0 to 60 time and so on. And in terms of display, we are currently in sport. As I mentioned earlier, you have tour. The problem with this car is it's a little bit delayed. The dashboard is a little bit slow, but we're just gonna have to live with it. And of course you have track display, which is this, and then we're gonna go back to sport because it does look the nicest. And real quick, taking a look at the infotainment system, you have all the basics, the Apple CarPlay and that thing for Android people, but you have this really interesting thing called PDR. And once you go onto PDR, you can record your lap, or you can record yourself on track, and it's gonna show you the RPMs, the level of throttle application and brake application. It's going to show you your speed and the G-force, which overall it's a very, very, very nice touch, and I don't think there are many cars out there with such a great option. And down here you have a lot of dials that have a lot to do with AC and ventilation and all these things, cooling your seats, heating your seats for the driver's seat and the passenger seat. You also get a couple of cup holders, and of course you get yourself a Corvette Stingray emblem up here, and down here you get yourself a wireless charger. It's a little bit tight, but it works. Let's just take a quick look at the steering wheel. Leather finished everywhere, of course, and then you have this vegan Alcantara, or Alcantara, however you want to call it, cruise control. And here you control your dashboard. You have heated steering wheel, which is something we don't use much here in Dubai. You can pick up calls and do all that. Volume, change channel. And instead of having a normal rear view mirror, you have yourself a camera. And you can see Oscar's hands back there. Alright guys, so please forgive me for having to do a voiceover. The audio came out terrible for this clip. The next clip is fine, but for this clip I'm going to have to improvise. So, you know, forgive me if I stutter a little bit. Take it easy on me, I'm trying my best. So we put the car in tour mode, which is the most comfortable settings for the car. And the first thing I noticed was the steering wheel was a little bit heavy. Obviously, you know, nothing unbearable, nothing too much, but it was a little heavy. So I thought I'd let you guys know that. And now I'm going to turn into the first corner to launch the car in tour mode. So as you guys can see, just turn. Now I'm going to come to a full stop and we're going to launch the car. And to be honest with you, I wasn't extremely happy. I wasn't impressed. I felt like, you know what? This is not a big deal. But I was wrong. I thought the car's performance in general is bad, but wait till you see in track mode. And in the next clip you're going to see now, we're going to launch the car in track mode. Alright guys, so real quick, we're going to test out the car 0 to 60 in track mode. So we're going to brakes in, guys, all the way down, and
Oh my God!
unbelievable launch, unbelievable torque.
God.
So as you guys just saw, a little bit of a naughty boy move there. Sorry, Oscar, about that. But on a real note, this car, guys, is so dynamic. It is so fun. And it shows you that not everything in the world is about 0 to 60 time. You know, there is more to a sports car than how fast it goes from 0 to 100 kilometers per hour. Which is not going to be understandable for a lot of kids nowadays. But in general, this car is just about great handling. It's about fun. You know, it loses its tail, but at the same time, you know, it's in a safe way, and it's in a way like, you know, don't worry, I'll lose the rear, but at the same time, I'm not gonna kill you, which is you know, hopefully what you expect out of your car. If you want to go for the C8 Corvette, regardless of the model, I want to tell you, go for it, because this car is so fun. It is such a humbling and great experience, and yeah, just go for it. If you want it, go for it, and don't hold back. It is worth it. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and sorry for all the voiceovers, but yeah, I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys next video.